Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. I'm gonna get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I'd like to say hello and thank you to everybody who's watching me for the first time, and welcome back to everybody who has been on this journey with me. When I stated in 2019 for my New Year's resolution that I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, doing a weekly video for an entire year, which was my first New Year's resolution that I actually told anybody about, and I was able to keep it. And last year, 2020, was to be kinder and more compassionate to myself and others with the weekly video. And then this year, it has been to break up with processed sugar, which I am still doing all three of the things that I have promised to do because I said them out loud. And what I'm realizing for me is my process is accountability and telling people. And I know last week I was talking about in my video about telling your story and how important that is. And it's not just important for other people, but it's really important for you to hear yourself say it. And what this process has been like for me, I have been in recovery for alcoholism and drug addiction since I've been 18 years old. And that's how my process started. Actually, the first time I went to rehab, I was 17. So I was called twice, and the second time I was able to answer. And I know God picked me, and I'm now learning to know, I know why he picked me, and I can get that across to all of you, but mainly it's hearing myself say it out loud, that I had to go through everything that I went through so I could help people go through what they're going through. And a lot of times what I didn't know at the time, but the events in my life that were happening were here to teach me certain lessons that I was able to learn through and then go back and talk about it to other people. And every time I'm able to share a part of my story, I was saying it gets me back to me. And even when I get sick of hearing myself say it over and over again, I have to do it anyway because that's part of the job. So I want to tell you guys, I have a terrible headache today and I can feel it in my eyes. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but I see it and I feel it. So I've been in, okay, so my process, I feel like I've done everything backwards. Like according to the world, the way you're supposed to do things is you go to high school, you go to college, then you get married, then you have a baby, or you get married, get a house, have children, live happily ever after. And my experience has been completely opposite and backwards of that. So I can talk about it now. I'm not embarrassed or ashamed of it anymore because, you know, I broke up with fear, shame, and guilt. And even though it hasn't broken up with me, I'm still breaking up with it. So part of the shame I had a lot of shame that I didn't do everything the way it was supposed to look like. So one of the things for me was school was extremely hard for me, like extremely hard for me, reading and writing. I could not comprehend. They had tracks when I was in high school. They had honor roll, first track, second track, and third track. And third track was for the really, I want to say stupid kids. Well, guess what track I was in? Third track. And I really believed that I was stupid. And what I have been finding out about myself is I didn't learn like everybody else. I learned by watching and by hearing, not by reading words. And when I read words, I get mentally and physically exhausted. Like, it's very hard for me. But when I listen to them, I pick it right up. Well, that wasn't normal when I was in school. But I remember my mom used to quiz me on the test I was about to take the next day, and she would verbally quiz me, and I would get it all right. And then I'd go back to school the next day and take the test, and I would fail. And when I saw it on paper, it was like I never saw it before. And I didn't see it. I heard it. And so linking the two together, so I think that's why I did everything backwards. I learn better backwards. That's how I learn. And so it doesn't look good. What's looking good, but it doesn't matter anymore. So I learned how to speak before I learned how to write. And I'm really good at speaking. And because I've had a lot of practice with it, and I've told you guys, and being able to put the words to what is happening is my gift. So I am now a writer, which I had no idea, because I thought reading and writing went together. At least that's what they advertised that it does, and it didn't for me. So now I'm in this class this week for writers because I'm writing a book. And I'm telling you guys that I'm writing a book because I need to be accountable. I need to tell people what I'm doing so I follow through. And following through seems to be a universal problem right now. Most people cannot follow through. They can start, they can go, and then you lose momentum and drop off. And it is happening to everyone. And what I can tell you, my experience has been with this, because I've had experience with it too, is you cannot sustain anything by yourself. We are not meant to be an island. You're not meant to achieve everything by yourself and on your own. It is okay to get help. It's okay to admit that you can't do things by yourself. I can't do things by myself. I don't want to do things by myself. It sucks and it is not fun. But what I'm realizing, the way that I learn, a lot of other people learn like I do too. And getting rid of the stigmatism of they're not that smart or I wasn't smart wasn't true. And because I didn't go to college, as far as what society tells you, people won't take me seriously because I don't have a degree. And I do have a degree. It's not from college, it's from life. And I've suffered through for a really long time, and I've learned how to get through it. And it has been as a result of being in the 12-step recovery programs. And I am healing as a result of that. And everybody keeps saying, whenever I go to meetings, people keep saying, oh my God, the whole world needs a 12-step program. And they're right. The whole world does need a 12-step recovery program. And I used to advertise to people when I was first getting sober that you should come. And it would be so fun for us to do it together, except for I didn't have two legs to stand on when I was trying to help other people. And I've got my legs back, and I have my arms back, and I'm meant to fly. And I can help other people do that too. But it's all because of what has happened with me and my experience. And I have to work on this every single day, like my life depends upon it, because it does. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching. Please stay tuned, stay safe, and I will see you all next week.